Okay, so we are going to lean a little bit towards e-commerce on this call because we're coming into the holidays. E-commerce has just exploded this year with a lot more people buying online because it's just safer, right? So we will think about that, sort of lean towards that more. Um, the main thing when it comes to strategy is defining your goals, right? And then to make a plan to how are we going to test and execute to reach those goals. But defining clear goals are really important because it's hard to create a strategy without a goal, right? It's kind of like going, I'm going to run a race, but I don't know where it ends. Doesn't make any sense, right? You need to figure out what are your goals, what are going to be, um, and they can be short goals. They don't have to be long-term goals. You can have short goals. In fact, it's better to have milestones as you go. But define those goals, whether it be, increasing engagement, increasing list size, right? Building your list out. Because we know if your current program with your email sending on a month drives $50,000 worth of revenue to a list of, 100,000 or 200,000, then by increasing that list size, you can increase revenue. So list growth is super important, certainly. And the engagement, right? So having a big list that's unengaged is nowhere near as good as having a smaller list that is engaged, right? So don't be afraid to, and I don't say always cull people, but really pay attention to your actives versus your inactives. Keeping a high engagement rate is going to certainly help you with inbox placement. Inactives can be hygiened once in a while and you can still mail to them. Look at buying frequency. Sometimes people aren't active on email, but they are active buying from you. So look at those, don't just look at one set of data to decide if somebody's active or inactive with you. A lot of times we get asked about, should we offer incentives or not? Should we offer incentives to subscribe to help build the list? And in general, we suggest it's a good idea if profit margins can bear it. Also, if you know that if somebody buys from you once, if you know that the average person who buys once will also buy 3, 4, 5 times, then you know that is additional revenue coming, right? So a discount in the beginning can turn into more revenue down the line because they're going to purchase multiple times. And it's testing different levels of discount, right? So it's best to stay with round numbers, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off, 25% off, whatever. Just because people have a hard time with something like 13% off. We actually proved that out where we sent a split test with 13% off and 10% off, and the 10% off did better because I think people just do the math in their head easier. And it sounds silly, but unfortunately, it's the way people react to things. And testing is so important. Once you have a plan, it's how are you going to execute that? How are you going to test to improve? Whether it be A/B testing or multivariate testing, if you do A/B testing with a random split, you have to understand random is not random. So make sure that if you're going to do a split test, that you make those splits as equal as possible with actives and inactives or whatever you're going to do, but try to make them as equal. So the list doesn't already tweak your results, or you're not going to find out what you find. Also, A/B tests. If you only wait 4 hours, about 50% of the time, 24 hours later, the winner switches, right? So, and one test win does not say that it's going to happen every time. You need to repeat wins in order to go, okay, this is a trend. This is something that's working. One test with one win doesn't tell you that. And then you need to optimize and continue testing and be smart about it, right? Some people like holdout groups. I'm not a big fan of them. Certainly not during the holidays, because why would you lose that revenue? If you know that email drives more, why would you keep a holdout group a long time? It's fine to do it occasionally, but don't do it forever. And then evaluate your progress. Find the positive trends, exploit them, and just keep trying to move forward. Small incremental gains are great. If you hit a home run and have a big gain, that's wonderful. But generally, small incremental gains is what's going to get you there.